What are 10 steps you need to know about the home buying process? Stay tuned. This is Vasilios and you're watching Fastlane Realty. Step 1, you need to start your research now. You need to start perusing articles, you need to start looking at publications, you need to start looking at listing websites. You also need to set your financial goals. You need to start reading articles on the different types of homes. You need to start looking at areas. You need to start looking at crime rates, school systems, public transportation, restaurants, a whole slew of things. Some popular sites that you can go onto and look and peruse listings are Zillow, Trulia, realtor.com, and of course, Century 21. Step 2, you need to find out what you can afford. How much home can you buy? You can go onto many sites. They have mortgage calculators where you can determine what the current percentage rate is, how much money you need to put down, and that can vary on the type of loan that you decide to go with. Bankrate has a great mortgage calculator. I'll try and put that in the description below. Step number 3, you need to get pre-approved. Giving you more options will tend to give you a better result. In my last video, we talked about the difference of a pre-qualification versus a pre-approval. In this market, which is the seller's market, you need a pre-approval and you need to do that first. I may have said that about 30 times in the last video, but it holds true. You always want to have that ready. Generally, when you talk to a lender or a mortgage broker, they will ask you for W-2s, 1099s, depending on what type of employee you are. They will look at all your investments, all your funds, any alimony, etc., and they will determine how much home you can afford safely, and then you get a pre-approval letter. And then you can start actually shopping. Step number 4, you want to get to know your realtor. According to NAR, National Association of Realtors, 88% of home buyers used an agent in 2017. They will inform you of the process and all the steps involved in buying a home or selling a home. Realtors will provide you with their local expertise and current market trends in your micro local area. Realtors will also connect you with listings, and realtors will also use their network of fellow agents and fellow realtors to help buy or sell your home as well. There is a feature in MLS where we connect your listing or your specifications to other realtors and agents and get your home bought or sold. And most importantly, they will help you negotiate the best possible offer. Step number 5, you want to find your dream home, and then you need to make an offer. You begin the process of finding your dream home. You tour homes, you go to open houses, you schedule appointments, publications, papers. You get to see what's out there in your current market, what being priced at, the styles of homes in this neighborhood or your neighborhood that you're looking in. And you quickly can see the quality of home you can afford and the price range. And once you find a home that you have fallen in love with, you work with your agent to submit an offer and then further negotiate. Step number 6, once you get your offer accepted, you have 10 days in Massachusetts to get it inspected. Number 6, get your home inspected. After the inspection, the inspector will give you a comprehensive list. You will need to determine what is most important to you to get fixed or compensation report. You as a buyer will get a copy of said inspection report. You will negotiate a fair deal using a realtor with your sellers. In the event negotiations don't go very well, you have within 10 days to back out of the agreement. You have 10 days to back out of the agreement using your inspection contingency, which should always be in an offer. Moving on to number 7, work with your lender. At this point, you speak with your lender and or your mortgage broker and you determine which type of loan would be best for your application, now that you know specifically what home you want to get into. There are several types of mortgages. I will save that for a later video, but you have your conventional, FHA, VA mortgages, and agricultural mortgages. So more on that later. While you're working with your lender, they will help find you the loan and or mortgage best suited for your needs. Your needs could depend. It could be a fixed monthly payment. It could be lowest monthly payment humanly possible. It can be shortest term. So there are many different variables, and this is why you need to talk to your lender or a mortgage broker to determine what best works for your situation. Step number 8, schedule an appraisal. So generally a lender will schedule a third-party appraisal of the property. They will go in, check recent comps, go into the property, check out all the updates that have been done, how many bedrooms there are. So an appraisal is best to make sure the value of the home that you are purchasing makes sense and is worth actually lending the money out by your lender. You need to make sure it appraises for what the loan that they're actually giving out. Now, in some circumstances, it can appraise higher, in which that's great, already have built equity in your home. If it appraises equally, then you're good to go. You put down the down payment as agreed upon with your lender. If a home appraises under, there are a couple scenarios. If an appraisal comes in low, you can negotiate with the seller. The seller can pay some, the buyer can pay some. If one or the other agrees to pay the difference, that's another way in which it can go. If not, the buyer will have to bring extra money down on top of their down payment to make up the difference if it appraises too low. Lastly, an appraisal is really just to make sure the price was home correctly from the get-go. Step number 9, you work with your title company. This is where all that paperwork, that large stack of paperwork, really starts. A title company will basically make sure that the seller is the legal rightful owner of the property, and when a title is conveyed to the buyer, that it is done so legally and fairly. Step number 10, once the deal is done and all the closing paperwork is finalized, after closing, the property is legally transferred to you. And once the sellers get their settlement check, you get your keys. Now in this next video, I don't know what we're talking about yet. Stay tuned.